JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of WPIAL High School Basketball, produced by JRM Video Productions.
Welcome to North Hills in the PBC Hall of Fame Classic, and a great matchup in the Steel City High School Hoop Showcase on SportsNet Pittsburgh between the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders and the North Hills Indians. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. High above the floor, Austin Bechtold, Nathan Breisinger alongside SportsNet Pittsburgh for a great high school basketball game here today between a Baldwin team that is 15-1 on the season, a North Hills team that was looking for an upset yesterday against Seneca Valley and had an upset earlier in the season against Newcastle. They got it, Nate, but at what cost did it come with? Zach Polero will not play for North Hills today with an illness.
Zach Polero hit the game-winning shot in overtime, but he's out for this North Hills team. And this offense, this team in general, runs behind Zach Polero. It's a big loss for them, so they're going to have to rely on some of their secondary and third guys. So
we'll see how North Hills is able to recover, a team that had a 6-game losing streak earlier on in this season, but has really put the pedal to the metal. Won 4 out of their last 5 games. For Baldwin, though, only 1 loss in the season. It came against a South Fayette team that played in just the game before this. Fighting Highlanders with a 30-point victory last night at Trinity with 3 players in double figures. And Caden Cherico, one of their main defenders and star players as a senior, has been critical for the Fighting Highlanders this season.
Absolutely. Caden Cherico is our player to watch for the Baldwin Highlanders. 8.9 points per game this year, the second leading rebounder for Baldwin, 6.1 rebounds per game in Austin, as you mentioned. Very physical, very good defender for these Fighting Highlanders. Now, looking at North Hills, our player to watch has to be Nathan Schombacher, averaging around 19 points per game, shooting the ball at a 49% clip from the floor. They're going to need everything out of him. Buzz Gabo's the head coach, saying they might need 20 or more from him if North Hills wants to keep up with the
we talked about
Fighting Highlanders.
How he averages 19 and shoots at about a 50% clip. Really good averages for Schombacher from the floor, as Polero's 23 points per game not playing today. He's a 1,000-point scorer, the 6th player in North Hills history to do that. So the absence of him is going to be critical in this game for North Hills to try to overcome it. At 6-1 on the season and 5-5 in 6A Section 1. Baldwin is 7-1 in 5A Section 3 and 15-1 on the season. Trying to make it 16-1, but North Hills at home has something else to say. The opening tip-off is next on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Welcome back to North Hills. Our starting lineups brought to you by GBU Life. First for the visiting Baldwin Fighting Highlanders as they go. Caden Cherico, the senior 6'1 guard, wears number 2. Sophomore 5'11 guard EJ Golvash wears number 3. Nate Westling, the 1,000-point scorer, and the senior wears number 11. Max Marzina, junior point guard, wears 12. And Matt Shank, the senior 6'5 forward, rounds it out for Jeff Ackerman in his 5th season leading Baldwin. On the opposite side for North Hills, Logan Ilnicki, the senior 6'2 guard, wears number 4. Jackson Long will be depended on today to make up for the loss of Zach Bolero. Long, a sophomore guard, wears number 5. Nathan Schanbacher, our player to watch, a sophomore 6'3" guard, wears number 20. Ethan Kaczynski steps into the starting lineup for the first time. It's his first varsity start, wearing number 23, the junior 6-foot guard. And Ryan Carey, the senior 6'3" forward, wears number 43 for Buzz Gabos in his 18th season, leading the North Hills Indians at 6-11 overall, and 5-3 at home. Baldwin on the road this season is 4-1.
And this is a game where North Hills, obviously without Zach Bolero, I mean, they're going to have to control the tempo from Baldwin. Baldwin's going to want to play fast. They'd like to shoot the ball a lot, especially from outside, and that was the one thing that North Hills did successfully last night against Seneca Valley, holding them to 5 of 22 from outside, 22.7%, and that was a big key as to why the Indians were able to come back and come away with an overtime victory over the Raiders.
And 44-43 against the Seneca Valley team that only had one loss in section play and was leading the section going into that game. And North Hills had a slow start to the season. They finished 12-10 overall and 5-5 in conference play last year. It's the same record that they're at right now, 5-5. As Matt Shank tips it to Caden Jericho, and we're underway. The Fighting Highlanders winning the tip back, and we'll approach the left side basket as you see it. Austin Bechtold and Nathan Breisinger alongside here on SportsNet Pittsburgh, into the hands of E.J. Gulvash on the right side wing. Westling gets it knocked out of bounds. Logan Ilnicki, the senior, poked it out, and Ilnicki, another player that's going to be depended on for North Hills today. Both ends of the floor, one of the tallest players as well at 6'2". Baldwin, not a very tall team. Matt Shank, the tallest player on the floor at 6'5". No other Baldwin starter is taller than 6'1". Shank, Marzina has an open 3, left side wing. Can't hit it. Jericho on the offensive rebound. Double team comes. Jericho puts it up and off the glass and in.
Excellent secondary chance there for Baldwin. Jericho underneath the hoop, able to grab that rebound and put it in. And again, you talked about Shank being inside there. Ran their offense a little through Shank and got the secondary points.
Shank gets a block there on Carey. Second chance at it, though, for North Hills. Doesn't go. Now Baldwin looks to push it. Marzina up the floor. Good pass from Westling to Gulvash. Can't hit the layup. Second chance at it for Gulvash, though. Also misses. Fight for the rebound is poked out of bounds and goes to the Indians. Take another look at the first Baldwin basket. Caden Jericho was able to power his way in and throw it off the window. Baldwin deploying a full court press as Marzina knocks it out of bounds. They put Marzina and Gulvash right around the ball and typically park Jericho right around half court to try to jump into the passing lanes. Ilnicki gets it up the floor into the hands of Schanbacher. Guarded by Jericho. Ilnicki right around half court. Good pass down low. Ilnicki's layup's good. Good ball movement from North Hills for their first points.
Great set there from North Hills. Ryan Carey right there in the middle and able to feed it off to Ilnicki, just driving down the lane.
Westling long range 3 can't hit. Rebounds cleared out by North Hills. Schanbacher up the floor. Has the mismatch against Shank. Tries to take advantage of it. Step back. Has to outlet. Gets it back. Schanbacher can't hit. Shank with the rebound. Baldwin likes to play a lot of up-tempo basketball. To the corner in Westling. Open shot, couple steps behind the line. Can't hit it. Bounces into the hands of Shank. Matt Shank drives. Right hand, left side, can't finish. Rebound is cleared by Kaczynski.
There's Ethan Kaczynski getting his paw up there on Shank, able to stop him from going in underneath the hoop. Nice defense from North Hills so far.
2 minutes gone by, only one bucket on either side. Good ball movement by North Hills, and Westling picks up a foul from behind. It's Kaczynski going to the line.
Ryan Carey continues to be right there in the middle of this offense, feeding his teammates, and Carey recently committing to Robert Morris football, son of the North Hills football head coach, Pat Carey. But he's just helping move this offense along right there as Kaczynski gets to the line.
And he hits the first, the junior 6-foot guard. And talk about Ryan Carey. He's done a nice job in the first couple of minutes, first few possessions, right around the foul line, elbow area, to be able to distribute. Both free throws up and good to give North Hills a 2-point lead. Into the hands of Westling up top. North Hills playing zone, as it's tended to do for most of this season. Started the year playing man, but has shifted into 2-3 set. They'll switch it around a couple of times as well, depending on what set they want to go into. And Baldwin has not had a lot of success at all with it so far. Seems to be scrambling to find somebody open. A lot of ball movement off the ball.
Well, that's exactly what head coach Buzz Gavos wanted to do, especially without Zach Polero in the lineup. They needed to make Baldwin take tough shots, and so far they're slowing him down, exactly what North Hills did last night to Seneca Valley.
Shank comes up to try to set a screen for Wessling. Feeds it over to Marzina and back to Wessling. Cross-court pass to Golvash. Not much room for Baldwin to operate. Great defense from North Hills. Wessling trying to dribble into a shot. Gives it up. Golvash, left side corner three. Left it short. Rebound corralled by Carey. Up the floor goes Schombacher. Schombacher all the way in against Shank. Puts it up. Can't finish. A lot of contact, but Shank went right up. And a long pass to Golvash. Golvash, layup. Blocked out of bounds. Logan Ilnicki. Good recovery defense to swat it away.
Excellent recovery by North Hills, and this is how you want to beat North Hills if you're Baldwin. Try to get some transitional points, and great defense. Comeback there by Jackson Long.
Wessling, another long-range three misses. Golvash tried to save it from going out of bounds. But North Hills' defense has slowed this fast-paced Baldwin offense that scored 88 points last night at Trinity.
Baldwin, a team that scores 64.1 points per game. North Hills allows 63.8, so right there around where Baldwin averages.
Three-pointer up and in for Ilnicki.
Basket by Jackson Long.
Long, a guy that averages 10 points a game for North Hills, and we talked about in the open. He's a guy that the Indians are going to need to step up, and Buzz Gabos talked about he's been a solid player for them all year, and he's just only going to grow as a sophomore now.
This time thrown out of bounds. And Baldwin is going to call a timeout as the ball went out of bounds.
And another look there by Jackson Long's three, and as E.J. Golvash tried to close out, couldn't get there, and North Hills climbing to a 7-2 lead right now over Baldwin, who has one loss on the season.
You take a look at Buzz Gabos in his 18th season leading the North Hills Indians. He's done a nice job as they are missing Polero today, out sick. Made the necessary adjustments that they needed, and Buzz said that coming off of last night, did not have a lot of time to prepare for this game. Jeff Ackerman, in his 5th season leading the Baldwin Fighting Highlanders, earned his 400th career win against Altoona earlier this season. 413 wins, 63 of them coming at Baldwin. 126 victories at Pine Richland, 224 at Moon. He won 3 WPIAL titles at Moon, 2 at Pine Richland. Everywhere he's gone, he's won, and is doing that so far so good for Baldwin this season with 15 wins.
Yeah, he's been a phenomenal coach for Baldwin, just what they needed, and now they're at the top of Class 5A after making a run to the 6A title last year and falling to Upper St. Clair, and this is a team that very well could be right back at the Pete.
Wessling with it, guarded by Carey. Gives it up to Marzina. His three-pointer's up and good.
Much needed bucket there from Marzina out near the top of the arc for Baldwin, cutting this lead back to 2.
Ends the Baldwin scoring drought. It's over 2.5 minutes long. Kaczynski with it. Schombacher guarded by Gabe Barakat first into the game for Baldwin. First substitution. Jackson Long gives it up. Here's Ilnicki. Schombacher off the dribble. Feeds Jackson Long for 3. Rattles off the mark. Carey with the rebound. With the mismatch against Golvash. Can't take advantage though. Bounces into the hands of Wessling. 2-on-1 emerges. Wessling has to back out of it. Didn't get a good handle on the ball. Now drives and kicks. Barakat, open range three-pointer. Off the back of the rim. Rebound corralled by North Hills. Jackson Long gives it over. Schombacher against Golvash. Feeds down low to Ilnicki, cutting towards the basket. Double team comes from Baldwin. Ilnicki puts it up, but throws it over the backboard.
Not the best shot selection there, and off of the hands there, but Ryan Carey was wide open outside the arc, and he hit a deep three-pointer to close out the half against Seneca Valley yesterday, as you see the three from Max Marzina there for Baldwin.
He tries another. Marzina from the left side of the floor can't finish. Shank tries to pull down the rebound and does. It goes back up top to Marzina. Shank, double team came and a foul is called. I think they're going to get Ethan Gazinski for his first.
North Hills foul on number 43, Ryan.
Actually going to call it on Ryan Carey. Both players were there, but Carey with the hand slapping down to draw the foul. A lot of perimeter ball movement from Baldwin. In a low-scoring game, 7-5 North Hills leads. Westling able to drain it from behind the arc.
What a shot by Westling, a low arcing shot. Straight away, able to bury it for Baldwin, puts him in front.
Nicky looks for Long and threw it away. Bearcat up the floor. Long range pass to Westling, who stays in bounds. Can't finish, and it's out of bounds to North Hills.
Tough shot there for Westling, but we take another look at the three. Again, just pull up shot for Westling and banks it in, or gets it in there as Baldwin ahead 8-7.
Good shooter off the dribble, but Westling picks up a foul. He's defending Gazinski right at half court.
Highlanders foul on number 11.
Westling averaging right around 2.5 threes a game, so you're going to see him shoot a lot and make a lot for Baldwin. 19.6 points per game for the senior, 4-year starter.
Made 6 threes last night against Trinity, but just picked up his second foul. He'll remain out there on the floor. Nicky cross court. And Caden Lowry freshly into the game for North Hills. Some reserves that typically don't get a lot of minutes for the Indians expected to play today, including Lowry, the senior forward. Jackson Long drives on Westling. That's the matchup to watch out for as Lowry tries a corner three. Can't hit. Shank able to clear. Up the floor to Golvash. Golvash, layup, blocked. Nathan Schambacher with another one.
Excellent defense to come back.
And the bounce pass to Lowry for the layup.
Long finds Caden Lowry.
For Lowry not playing a whole lot, he looks real confident right now. Shot from the corner and then gets that one to fall for his first points.
North Hills up by 1. The final minute of the quarter. Marzina tries a three, left side. Can't finish. Shank's there to clean up the mess.
Put back by Matt Shank.
Jackson Long, one-on-one with Golvash. Golvash is able to poke it away, but Long recovers and gets over the timeline. Golvash falls to his feet, to the corner. Schambacher's three. Can't hit. It bounces out of bounds with 24.7 left in a 1-point game.
Entering the game for the Highlanders, number 4.
Jaden Dutine subs in for Baldwin. Caden Cherico also returns. Jackson Scatoni in for Baldwin as well. A couple of substitutions as EJ Golvash goes off to the bench. Same thing with Matt Shank and Nate Westling. And Golvash, a little bit gimpy behind the bench, is limping and now is able to walk over to the bench and what could be the final possession for Baldwin. Good hold for the last shot as they go to the corner and Scatoni. Marzina up top. North Hills in a 2-3 zone. Marzina, long-range three-pointer, got it. Moneyball Max Marzina before the buzzer and makes it a 13-9 game as Baldwin, after 8 minutes of play, is up by 4. Marzina hits the triple. We go to the second quarter at North Hills.
Lincoln Park's film and broadcast track, in my opinion, is the way to go. The reason being is because you learn industry standard, and right out of high school you can land a job.
Doing that real world experience and hearing it from a teacher that's worked in the field, you get all those things that you'll automatically be able to do. It is actually so much fun to do a lot of different stuff that other people don't get to do anywhere.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
At Pizza Baldwin, the name says it all. Try one of our pizzas, subs, wings, salads, or calzones today. We use fresh, high-quality cheese every day to ensure the best tasting pizza in Baldwin. Our homemade pizza sauce and vast selection of toppings will be sure to leave you saying, mmm. Visit us at 5001 Curry Road at the Curry Commons Plaza or give us a call at 412-885-1005. We're also now hiring all positions.
The PBC Hall of Fame Classic is brought to you by Martin Communications, Buffalo Wild Wings Grill and Bar, and Chicken. 13-9, Baldwin leads North Hills. North Hills Auxiliary Gym thrown into the hands of Nathan Schombacher, held off the score sheet so far. Him and Jackson Long expected to be the two main contributors with Polero out. Troy Scarcella also not playing for North Hills. And the shot off the mark for Schombacher. And Cherico able to clear it to Marzino.
A couple guys in off the bench for Baldwin.
Good look down low to Scatoni, but can't finish with the left hand. He gets his own miss and outlets it to Marzina. Straight on, dribbles in. Marzina inside the paint. A lot of contact, no foul called, as Long is able to clear it away. But double team comes and he threw it off of Cherico's foot. And will be kept with North Hills.
Baldwin has shot the ball rather well from beyond the arc, but once they move it inside, they're struggling. A couple ugly looks for Baldwin, a couple ugly shots, and just not able to get them to fall.
Inbounds to Long, the sophomore 6'1" guard. Double team comes from Bearcat. Baldwin with a lot of on-ball pressure in the backcourt. Gazinski. Back to Long. Guarded by Bearcat, right near half court. Carey swings it over. Gazinski on the perimeter. Looks for an outlet. Nothing there. Good defense off the ball from Baldwin. A lot of movement for North Hills inside the paint. Off the ball. As Long is able to create some space and pulls. It hits. Jackson Long with his first points. Long averages about 10 points per game. 4 assists per game as well. As Scatoni steps out of bounds. Long able to cut it to a 1-point game with this triple.
Long now up to 6 points. And just look at this little sidestep, loses a defender. Baldwin, kind of a little bit of miscommunication there as they were trying to get back to their man, and Long just buries it.
Long has it now up top against Dutin. Long tries, guarded by Cherico. Gets around Cherico. Long creating space, but he traveled. Just too many steps as he was inside trying to create.
Yeah, a little bit of an extra move there. And North Hill is trying to work in the paint. Again, they've had a couple looks as well. Unable to get some of them to fall, and that one, a wasted possession on the walk from Long.
Dutin stolen away. Nathan Schombacher up the floor. Dutin tries to collapse in defensively. Schombacher takes it all away.
Nate Schombacher.
Great drive there from Schombacher off the steal. Little Euro, and there's another turnover. North Hill's getting that zone to work well right now against Baldwin.
Schombacher, spin move, past Bearcat and scores. What a take by Nathan Schombacher. Back-to-back trips down the floor.
Man, does he need to be good tonight? And so far, he's starting to heat up in this second quarter. Held scoreless through that first quarter and now has 2 quick buckets. And North Hill's up by 3.
Golvash almost threw it away and now does to Schombacher. Schombacher up the floor, left hand this time. 3 trips, 3 buckets for Nate Schombacher. 5-point lead.
Buzz Gabos has to be pleased with the way Schombacher's playing. He talked about he needed him to score 20. He needs Long to get up there around 20. And right now, Schombacher is taking control for the Indians.
Into the hands of Wessling. Golvash cross court to Dutin. Fakes on a 3, drives in, almost lost it, and goes to Wessling. Straight on triple off the front of the rim and bounces into the hands of Lowry. Lowry almost threw it out of bounds. It's saved and thrown to Schombacher. Wessling tried to knock it away from him. Has to be careful with 2 fouls. Schombacher gets a screen. Looks for an outlet. It was Carey that set it. Jackson Long near the foul line. Drives all the way in. Left hand. Can't finish. Rebound is thrown inside the paint into an opportune position for Kaczynski to score.
On the save by Carey.
Good effort from Ryan Carey to save it. Dutin to Golvash. It's a 7-point lead for North Hills. Bounce pass to Golvash. Dutin tries a triple. Left it short. Cherico can't pull down the rebound. It's Schombacher up the floor. Schombacher gets it in the corner. Up for three. Can't hit. Rebound Cherico. Outlet pass gets fouled before it got to Golvash. But it's been Nate Schombacher, Nate. It's been the ultimate difference in the second quarter to build the lead.
Foul on number 32, Caden Lowry, his first.
North Hills heating up right now. Behind this guy, Jackson Long and Nathan Schombacher, both sophomores for this North Hills team. Guys that are needed to be relied on without Polero in the lineup. And North Hills riding them right now to a 7-point lead.
Logan Ilnicki, 21 back in for North Hills. As Cherico has an elbow jumper and drains it.
From the elbow, Caden Cherico.
20-15, off of Marzina and stolen away by Baldwin. Marzina inside the paint. Tried to give it up to Golvash off a deflection. It gets there and a foul called on Ilnicki. He picks up his first.
Baldwin trying to return the favor, trying to get a couple steals here. But now we take a look at Schombacher, who has caught fire here in this second quarter. 3 buckets so far, 6 points. Guy that is really, really good in transition, and he's been working off the steals and getting points.
Golvash tried to throw it down low to Shank, and it's last touched by either Shank or Cherico out of bounds. Baldwin trying to plead its case, but to no avail. In a 5-point game, Baldwin turns it over again. In the long. Marzina late to bring over the double team, now gets there. Throws it up the floor to Ilnicki. Bounce pass to the corner. Schombacher fakes on a 3. He's able to get around Shank. Schombacher creates space, puts it up, can't finish. Wessling corrals the rebound. Wessling quickly up the floor, gives it up to Shank. Shank gets fouled, can't hit. Will go to the line.
Shank hasn't seen the ball much since the early goings of the first quarter as he gets fouled, but moments ago, Schombacher created 2 good looks for him. Lost Shank twice and had a really clean look, but couldn't hit it. A little too strong off the glass.
Shank cannot hit the first. A 64% free throw shooter. Caden Lowry returns for North Hills, 32. North Hills is shorthanded today. Can't hit. Shank misses both of them. Ilnicki able to corral the rebound. Jackson Long with it in a 5-point game. 3:15 to go in the first half. Austin Bechtold, Nathan Breisinger alongside SportsNet Pittsburgh. Lowry with it, down low. Layup misses, but Carey will go to the free throw line. Caden Cherico picks up the foul.
North Hills getting an opportunity inside, and Ryan Carey's going to go to the line. The 6'3" senior for North Hills. Again, recently committed to Robert Morris football. Sinks that first one.
On the free throw line is number 43, Ryan Carey.
He doesn't have to go too far to be able to continue his academic and athletic career. Pretty cool to be able to see local guys go D1 to local colleges, but can't hit the second. Shank inside the paint. Bounce pass. Cherico puts it up. Contact plus the foul.
Caden Cherico in 1.
Caden Cherico will go to the free throw line.
We haven't seen a ton of that. Baldwin working inside the zone into Shank. Saw that a lot early in the first quarter, and then got it down to Cherico, who absorbed the contact and drew the foul.
The 70% free throw shooter can't convert on the and one opportunity. It remains a 4-point game. Jackson Long with it. 8 points in the game. Long crossed it over Westling's foot. Out of bounds with 2:29 left in the half. Nicky with it, lost his dribble. Defended well by Wessling. Gives it up to Lowry. Ryan Carey on the perimeter. That's where Baldwin would rather have Carey be, on the perimeter with the basketball in his hands. Now it's Jackson Long trying to create. Nicky drives all the way in. 2 more shots coming at the foul line.
Outside of Schombacher, we really have not seen many of the North Hills guys push it and take it and drive it, but we see there Nicky taking a chance, gets fouled, he goes to the line.
And that's the 3rd foul on Nate Wessling. So critical for Baldwin. Wessling, who scored 26 last night at Trinity, leading scorer for Baldwin on the season. Nicky not able to convert on the first free throw attempt. Second chance that rattles out as well, and Shank corrals the rebound. Almost threw it away. Nicky got a hand on it. Wessling to the corner, triple up in the air, and it bounces in. Shooter's hot for Nate Wessling. Now with 6 in the game, both on 3-pointers.
What a lucky bounce there from Wessling from the corner.
Blocked by Shank out of bounds.
And as you said, just has the shooter's bounce there to go in, and Baldwin pulls within 1.
Jaden Dutine in for Baldwin. Schombacher returns for North Hills, and his scoring presence has been felt in the second quarter, and North Hills not able to get much offense with him on the bench for the last couple of minutes. Marzina guards Schombacher. Carey on the screen, up to the corner. 3-pointer for Gazinski, can't hit. Rebound Marzina. Marzina gives it up, good pass to Dutine, gives it back to Marzina. Floater, bounces off. Ball finds Cherico, who puts it up and will shoot 2.
Dutine with a great dish there to Marzina coming in, and Baldwin just continues to scrap for that loose ball, gets that rebound, and Cherico draws the foul.
Cherico can't hit. So free throws, a problem for Baldwin. Is Matt Shanks 0 for 2, Cherico's now 0 for 2 at the line.
North Hills hasn't been that great on the other end either.
Now a tie game. Cherico with 7 points to lead all Baldwin scorers. Nicky over the timeline in the last 68 seconds of the half. Carey at the foul line, looks for an outlet. Gives it up to Schombacher. Schombacher thought about a 3, drives in. Backdoor cut wasn't there. Schombacher decides to pull it, can't hit. Marzina with 50 seconds. Cross-court pass, dangerous to Cherico, who's able to get away from Wong, drives all the way in, and a pass to Shank for the layup, and gives Baldwin a 2-point lead.
Great drive there from Cherico, and then just drops it off for Shank to put it in.
Schombacher all the way in. Good defense from Shank, able to force the missed shot. Cherico, almost like a quarterback trying to throw it down the field. 40-yard bomb to Golvash, but intercepted on the way there from Wong.
And now here's North Hills going to hold it most likely for this final look with 20 seconds left in the first half. And they hit a buzzer beater to end the first half against Seneca Valley last night and the overtime winner from Polaro. Let's see if they have the magic in them again.
Schombacher with 10 seconds. Defended right at the perimeter. Now Long. Nicky, 2 seconds left. Just throws it up. It almost went in at half court.
My. He had no room to do so and almost got it in.
Baldwin leads North Hills 23-21. You're watching the PBC Hall of Fame Classic on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
Lincoln Park's film and broadcast track, in my opinion, is the way to go. The reason being is because you learn industry standard, and right out of high school you can land a job.
Doing that real world experience and hearing it from a teacher that's worked in the field, you get all those things that you'll automatically be able to do. It is actually so much fun to do a lot of different stuff that other people don't get to do anywhere.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Welcome back to North Hills in a 23-21 game. Baldwin leading North Hills in what's been a closer game than we kind of expected with some of the losses for North Hills. Welcome back into the side of the broadcast booth. Austin Bechtold and Nathan Breisinger alongside. So no Polero for North Hills and a lot of points in this game. No problem for the Indians.
Yeah, and they were trailing 13-9 at the end of the first quarter and then went on an 11-0 run to lead by 7 points behind Nathan Schombacher, who was a force on defense, getting a couple steals and turning it into offense for the Indians.
And he scored on 3 consecutive possessions for North Hills. That has to like the position that they're in. Without 2 players in this game, we talked about Polero so much, but Troy Scarcella, who's one of their key contributors, a sophomore off the bench, is also not playing in this game. Ethan Kaczynski in his first start has done a good job with 4 points as well. And on the other side for Baldwin, he was our featured player. Caden Cherico has had a good game. He's leading all scorers for the Fighting Highlanders with 7 points.
And Baldwin struggled to move the ball inside a little bit. They were forced to take some 3-point looks maybe they didn't want to take. Then they started to hit them. Came back in this game with Marzina, Nate Westling, and then they started to finally move the ball back inside, get Shank some points, get Cherico some points as well.
But they've struggled at times with the zone defense, being able to create looks, have settled for some threes rather than try to attack the basket and attack inside the paint. And North Hills has done a really nice job of being able to stifle up defensively with their zone, a little bit of a high 2-3 zone when they want to deploy it. And it's done a good job of being able to limit this Baldwin offense that averages over 60 points per game and scored 88 last night in section play. Highlights are coming up next, as well as the second half from North Hills in the PBC Hall of Fame Classic right here at North Hills. 23-21, Baldwin in front against North Hills. It's been a good day of basketball so far. Washington and Hopewell playing in the PBC Hall of Fame Classic at Ambridge, as well as Lincoln Park, Quaker Valley, Carlington, Elwood City, Beaver Falls, and Ambridge today. And the games at North Hill. South Fayette and Mars. The 1:30 game was a good one. Mars pulled out a victory. Also coming up today, Penn Hills, Awaclippa, Knock and Bell Vernon, Northgate, and Avonworth played the first game at noon. As you take a look at some of the first half highlights for North Hills and Baldwin, 8 points for Jackson Long. Nathan Schombacher with 6 have really gotten the offense going without Polero, Nate. And for North Hills to be in this position that they are, it's a key point to their defense and how well they've been able to slow the tempo down. North Hills is a team that likes to play up pace and tempo offense, and especially getting Schombacher and Long in transition. They've slowed it down a little bit today, taken what they've been given on offense, but have not been afraid to attack the basket.
And head coach Buzz Gabo said there were some things they might not be able to run without Polero. I really haven't seen too much of a problem, except a couple of missed shots, but that's about it. I mean, North Hills has hung in there with this really tough Baldwin team. Again, Schombacher playing really well at that nice 6-point spurt for him. But then Baldwin just able to climb back here. Nice corner 3 from Nate Westling, getting that 6-time bounce off the rim. And Marzina and Shank going to work down low for Baldwin to help them get back up to a 2-point lead.
The second half is next from North Hills in a moment.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Annoying! Never! I'm the king of the
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
Keep it here all month long as JRM Sports brings you the best high school basketball matchups in the Whitfield. This is Steel City High School Hoops. All the dunks, the buzzer beaters, and the three-pointers. Only on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
It's the start of the second half at the PBC Hall of Fame Classic between North Hills and Baldwin. North Hills 6-1 on the season, Baldwin 15-1 on the season. But you throw out the records, these types of matchups. 6A North Hills, 5A Baldwin. It's a 2-point game as Baldwin will start with the ball to begin the second half of play. Austin Bexold and Nathan Brasinger alongside here on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Into the hands of Matt Shank up top on the perimeter. Marzino with it to Westling, has an open 3 right near the Baldwin bench and takes it. Why not? Able to drain it. All 9 of Nate Westling's points have come from behind the arc.
And that's what Baldwin needs to do this second half. Find Westling in open looks. Give him some space to knock down some shots along with Marzina. And that'll take care of this North Hill zone if you can continue to hit shots.
Long gives it up and gets it back. Ilnicki drives. Golvash defends. Swung on over to Schombacher. Schombacher traveled. Nate Wessling had so much open space off the pass from Marzina. Just the zone did not get over there in time to be able to make up for it.
A little bit of a lost coverage, yeah, in that zone. The closeout not so strong, and the one reason why North Hills opted to go for this zone defense instead of man-to-man like they did earlier in the year is because a lot of miscommunication in the man, and now being able to play in the zone, the guys have bought in, but a little bit of a breakdown there to let Wessling wide open.
And opposing teams have used a lot of motion against them to be able to create some open lanes that you can take away with the zone. Baldwin primarily a man team defensively, but has faced a couple of zones this season. As Wessling creates off the dribble and hits. Nate Wessling starting to heat up, 2 buckets in the third quarter and 11 in the game.
So smooth for Nate Wessling there. Just able to create some space for himself off the dribble and puts it down for Baldwin.
But Schombacher is able to get around Wessling and score. Marzina to Golvash. Golvash, who came out of the locker room limping, start the second half, but is out there playing for Baldwin. The starting 5 remaining out there for the Fighting Highlanders to begin the second half as Shank spins and gives it up to Golvash. Off one dribble, pulls up from 3. Off the back of the rim, long rebound. Is bounced to Wessling as he's able to grab it. Gives it up to Golvash and the layup's good. First points for EJ Golvash in the game comes with 6 minutes left in the third quarter.
Couple big points there for EJ to just get his confidence going. Missed a couple in the first half, then took that spill, which led to that little bit of a limp.
Marzina to Cherico in transition. Timeout North Hills. Baldwin to start the second half with a 32-23 lead. Baldwin with 9 points already in the quarter.
A 9-2 run to open things up for Baldwin here. And again, Wessling wide open look and just an aggressive offense for Baldwin. Wessling another open look, creating space, and then Evan Golvash with a couple of opportunities and finishes after the Schombacher make for North Hills.
You could tell the messaging for Baldwin coming out of the half was try to play as much transition basketball and as fast as you can, which is the way that Baldwin likes to play. Create in open space, and a lot of the times it's find the open man, deliver the pass, and knock down a layup, which is what Golvash and Cherico have been able to do on the last 2 possessions. And now for North Hills, you were in a very comfortable spot for a lot of the second quarter and the beginning portions of the first couple of possessions here in the third, but now you just want to prevent Baldwin from growing this 9-2 run to something that potentially becomes insurmountable.
And for North Hills, you really haven't seen Jackson Long in this first 2 minutes and 13 seconds here to start the half. Have any opportunities. It's been Schombacher, and you really don't want to be a one-trick pony if you're North Hills. You got to continue to get looks for Long and Schombacher as your 2 guys. And again, we talked about Buzz Gabos needed to see those guys get upwards of 20 points in order for North Hills really to be in this one. And they have been for the most part, except for this little run here.
Both are right about on pace at that, both with 8 points. Now Schombacher on the perimeter, gives it up to Long, who's guarded by Golvash, right at half court. Ilnicki will back it out and we'll reset with Schombacher, who's guarded by Cherico. Long, not a lot of movement for North Hills off the ball. Trying to find someone open. Try to backdoor cut, there it is. Schombacher plus the foul.
Nate Schombacher.
Nate Schombacher in double figures with 10 and has a chance to make it 11 at the free throw line.
What vision there by Jackson Long. Knew exactly what Schombacher was going to do there. Got it through 2 defenders here for Baldwin. And Schombacher finishes, draws the foul, will head to the line. Big 3-point play if he can convert.
And Nate Wessling is called for the foul. That's his 4th. Looked like they could have got Cherico or Wessling for the foul. And Westling's getting an explanation as to why he was the one called for it, as Cherico is able to corral the rebound. Up before Marzina. Wessling will stay on the floor with the 4 fouls. A 7-point lead for Baldwin. Golvash, cross-court, dangerous pass. Wessling gets double-teamed. Golvash dribbles away from space. Open shot for Cherico, left side corner. He drains it. Money ball for Caden Cherico in double figures with 12.
Great passes on both ends of the floor now from Long to Schombacher, and then Golvash over to the corner to Cherico. and he connects on that corner three. Great ball movement from Baldwin.
Largest lead of the game. Baldwin up by 10, 35-25.
Now, if you're North Hills and you want to start looking to attack more at Nate Westling, he's got 4 fouls, and if you want an opportunity, try to take him out of the game here.
Schombacher drives, good take, right hand, left side finishes.
Nate Schombacher.
And nobody comes to grab the ball inbounds from Marzina as Shanks the first one there.
Schombacher up to now 12 points, and we're seeing really everything in his tool belt.
Goldash bounce pass, Shank gets fouled on the foul line. Just stay right at that spot and shoot 2.
North Hills foul number 21, Logan Ilnicki.
Another look at the last 2 Baldwin scores. Caden Cherico right near the Fighting Highlander bench. Able to hit it, and good drive past Marzina. Schombacher, the sophomore, able to finish.
And as we've seen with Baldwin, working around this zone, eventually they're going to find that open shooter, and they found it with Westling in that second quarter. Now Cherico in the corner again. Exactly the formula to help break this. And really, North Hills dwindling on defense now.
Shank now 1 of 4 at the line. Gavin Sakeley, number 10, subs in for Baldwin. Long is able to get it over the timeline. Gazinski drives. Carey gets fouled on the way up. We'll shoot 2.
Highlanders foul on number 4, Jaden Dutine.
Foul goes on Jaden Dutine, just his first.
2 shots.
It's the second against Baldwin in the quarter. Ryan Carey 1 of 2 at the line today. Hits the first. Can't hit the second. And Sakeley able to grab the rebound. Into the hands of Marzina in an 8-point game. 3:30 left to go third quarter. Down low to Cherico. Double team comes in the zone. Cherico trying to get out of it. Marzina up top. Marzina down low to Cherico, trying to post up, bounce pass to Marzina, long range 3-pointer, a couple steps behind the line, left it way short, missed everything, and is cleared out to Schombacher. Schombacher slows it down, looks for an outlet, is able to get it to Long. Long with 8 points. To Schombacher. Schombacher tried to cross over Cherico. Down low, Kaczynski spins, can't hit. Carey's there to clean it up and finish.
Ryan Carey with the putback.
Big bucket for Carey there, his first field goal of the game. And Schombacher's been drawing a lot of the eyes of Baldwin, a lot of double teams now, so he needs some help, getting some secondary scoring now from Long. Ilnicki gets it from Carey.
And Carey was able to grab the steal. Long range 3 from Long. Can't hit it. Marzina pushes in transition with Cherico. Caden Cherico, layup's true. It makes it an 8-point game again.
Easy transition bucket for Baldwin. Gets it to Cherico. Easy look and finish for him. And North Hills had an opportunity to get right back in this game, potentially cut it by 3, and Long just too far of a 3.
Schombacher finishes past Shank. 14 points for Nate Schombacher, and a good look from Ilnicki. Six-point lead for Baldwin. Inside 2 minutes in the third quarter. Stolen away by Ilnicki. Ilnicki against Dutine. Easily scores.
Logan Ilnicki.
That's Ilnicki's first points of the game. Dutine thought about a 3. Dutine gets it back. Now Marzina. 1:15 to go in the third. Dutine gets a screen from Sakeley. Gives it up to Cherico. Look to the corner towards Marzina, but instead we'll go to Sakeley, who has an open shot, bypasses it. Goes to Shank. Double team comes from Carey. Bounce pass to Dutine inside the paint and has to kick it back out. And stolen away by Ilnicki. Ilnicki up the floor, has space. Ilnicki right hand finishes. Marzina slapped the glass trying to force an errant shot, but Nicky scores on back-to-back possessions.
Well, that's exactly what North Hills need. Just talked about it. They need another score. Now, Nicky now, couple buckets in a row, couple field goals, and now it's a 2-point game. And Baldwin had itself a good, sizable lead, and North Hills has clawed back.
And Baldwin just looks to hold for the final shot, and North Hills not going to show any ball pressure on Marzina at half court. We'll just hold in the last 30 seconds. Look for an open look. And that's the signal from Jeff Ackerman at the bench.
Yeah, and the last thing you need if you're Baldwin is to force a quick shot and let North Hills either tie or take the lead before the fourth quarter.
We'll think Baldwin's going to try to get Cherica or Marzina an open shot. It's Marzina in the corner off a couple of hops. Has to outlet it to Sakley with 4 seconds. Now Dutine. Dutine trying to force one up. It's stolen away by Long. Long from half court gets fouled by Sakley.
Oh, wow.
And Gavin Sakley, who does not play a lot for Baldwin off the bench, has not seen a ton of minutes, fouls Long, and just a point where you just get away, and if he makes it from half court, good for him. Jackson Long with a good job to be able to draw the foul as well, and a chance to take the lead.
Yeah, Long definitely leaned into it, but ill-advised decision there from Sakley as that first one falls off the rim.
Yeah, that's just one of those moments where you just try to get away as quickly as possible from it.
And you kind of don't think about it at that time, but that's 3 shots for Long now at the line.
He did miss the first. He was able to hit the next 2 and end the third quarter of play tied 38-38. 8 exciting minutes of fourth quarter basketball is next from North Hills.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspections and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
Disney Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Concert Tour. A one-of-a-kind concert experience coming summer 2025. Live on stage, singing all the hits. Tickets on sale now at DescendantZombiesLive.com.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Keep it here all month long as JRM Sports brings you the best high school basketball matchups in the Whitfield. This is Steel City High School Hoops. All the dunks, the buzzer beaters, and the three-pointers. Only on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
The PBC Hall of Fame Classic is brought to you by Solutions 21, Visimo, and First National Bank. A cold day in Western Pennsylvania, the action heating up with a 38-38 score going to the fourth quarter of play after Jackson Long hit 2 out of 3 free throws, being fouled at half court. We're in for a good finish. Austin Bexel, Nathan Breisinger alongside on SportsNet Pittsburgh. It's our Steel City High School Hoops Showcase. First of 3 games today on SportsNet Pittsburgh. Nicky knocked away by Marzina, out of bounds. Will stay here.
And to go back to that foul again from Gavin Sakley, a junior coming in off the bench, his first couple minutes of the entire game. Again, a tough foul to take there as a guy's just trying to put up a prayer. And we talked about Baldwin not taking a quick shot. And they didn't, and then it still resulted in North Hills tying the game.
Schombacher's trapped in the corner. And a timeout called by North Hills as he was just trying to throw it off a Baldwin player's knee. And you also wonder if Sakley's playing because Nate Westling's on the bench with 4 fouls. And Baldwin trying to be careful and run their bench a little bit deeper with Golvash also a little bit gimpy in this game, as Carey has been a big part of the rebounding component for North Hills. You take a look at that putback. And he's going to be a big part of how this fourth quarter, I think, is going to play out. Because he does so much for this offense, whether it's defensive rebounding, offensive rebounding, and also creating right around the foul line and elbows to be able to outlet to other players. Take a look at some of the highlights from the end of the third quarter of play and how we've gotten to this point, tied up at 38 apiece. Schombacher with 14 points for North Hills. And then Jericho lead all scorers in the game with 14.
We finally see Logan Ilnicki getting involved. 4 points in that third quarter after being scoreless through the first half. And talk about Schombacher and Long being the guys today for the Indians, but Ilnicki to provide another scoring option is going to be huge in this last 7.5 minutes.
Gazinski gives it up. Swung around to Schombacher in the corner. Into the hands of Long. Long range three-pointer, can't finish on the shot. Jericho is able to corral the rebound on the perimeter. Bounce pass, Marzina has the lane. Marzina gets blocked by Schombacher. Jericho follows up, though, off the window.
Wow, what a block by Schombacher. That's the second time we've seen him do that. And on the offensive side of the floor, on that loose rebound, he opted not to go for it and knew that he needed to get back for defense. Still able to get up with the block, but Jericho follows it up and puts it in for Baldwin.
And now Baldwin with a lot of pressure, trying to force traps on the wings. And a zone look for Baldwin. Ilnicki against the double team, gives it up to Long. Double team comes from Barakat with Marzina. Long tries to throw it off of Barakat, able to outlet it. It's Ilnicki driving in towards the basket and has to kick it out again. Now it looks like North Hills with this pressure trying to navigate it. Schombacher says why not in the corner to give the Indians a 1-point lead.
8 field goals now for Schombacher. That's his first 3 coming at a critical time to put the Indians up by 1. Finally able to break some of that pressure that Baldwin's been bringing. A little double team there on Schombacher too, and he's able to put it in.
Great shot for Schombacher with the pressure to be able to convert into the hands of Gabe Barakat. Now Dutin, he'll pull from 3. Can't hit it off the front of the rim, and a foul is called on Jericho on the rebound attempt with Ilnicki. That's the second on Jericho. It's only the first against Baldwin in the quarter. But Nate Wessling remains on the bench with the 4 fouls.
And with Wessling on the bench, you start to turn to some of these guys that are on the floor. And Dutin only averaging 2.6 points per game, and he gets a look off there, but couldn't bury it.
Ilnicki drives, bounce pass, Schombacher. Another foul on Jericho. Had his hands straight up, thinking that there shouldn't have been a foul, but refs think otherwise. It looks like Jericho did bring his hands down, maybe a little bit, to force the contact. So 3rd on Jericho. Schombacher to the line, hits the first. We saw South Fayette go down against Mars in the first game. Schombacher now with 19 points makes it a 3-point game. Well, another team from 5A Section 3 go down today in the Hall of Fame Classic. And the next question for Baldwin is, when does Nate Wessling return to the game?
Yeah, you got to be careful. You don't want him to get in and quickly foul out with several minutes to go. So we'll see how Jeff Ackerman plays him. And now he's pulling up Wessling and E.J. Golvash, who, again, we talked about a little bit of a limp coming into the half, but a return.
And a jump ball called as Jericho went up, and Schombacher had a hand on it to be able to force the jump. It stays here. Jericho's triple team, just trying to put up a shot and throw it off the board again like he's been frequently able to do today. And Wessling does return. Same thing with Golvash with 5:13 left to go in the fourth. To the corner in Golvash. Wessling gets it back. Swung around to Jericho. Baldwin going up against the high 2-3 zone. They bring Schombacher up to defend against Shank whenever he comes and takes the ball. Golvash drives in, floater, yes. E.J. Golvash now with 4 points in the game, and all 4 come in the second half of play.
What a great take by Golvash again. Baldwin just working it around the perimeter, a little around the world action, and then Golvash just decides to take it himself, gets a nice floater to fall in.
Ilnicki with it, bounce pass, Schombacher on the baseline. Schombacher almost threw it away, it goes to Long. Long drives in. Pressured by Wessling. Trying to avoid a foul with the 4. To the corner. It goes off of Carey. So he gets poked away by Cherico. Cherico falls to the floor. Ilnicki to the corner. Schombacher for 3. Off the mark. Rebound taken into the hands of Golvash. Golvash to Wessling. Nate Wessling to Marzina. Pulls from 3 near the Baldwin bench. Can't hit it. Rebound pulled down by Ilnicki. Under 4 to go. 1 point lead for North Hills. Long to Ilnicki. Bounce pass. Carey. Long. Swung around. Gazinski. No. Tipped towards Wessling. Golvash corrals to Marzina. Max gives Baldwin the lead.
Fast break by Max.
And a timeout called by Baldwin with 3:37 left to go.
Timeout. Highlanders.
Can start to see some of this fatigue wearing on North Hills, really only digging into 7 guys without Polero. As Ilnicki really didn't give a whole lot of effort to get back on that attempt for Baldwin.
No Zach Polero, no Troy Scarcella as well. And the next Steel City High School Hoops broadcast on SportsNet Pittsburgh will be with the North Hills Indians against Pine Richland. That game on January 28th, 7:30 on SportsNet Pittsburgh.
A nice Class 6A Section 1 matchup there. Pine Richland 5-11 on the year, 3-7 in section play. As North Hills looks to try to make the playoffs.
And North Hills' season is a little bit deceiving, Nate, because record-wise they're 6-11, but 5-5 in section play. They're currently situated in 4th place in the section, and they got an opportunity to make the playoffs in 6A. With Fox Chapel and Seneca Valley both at 8-2, Newcastle at 7-3. North Hills has beaten Newcastle and Seneca Valley just in the past week or so.
Yeah, North Hills has won 4 of their last 5 in an emotional game it was last night at Seneca Valley, and that's why Buzz gave us a little worried about this non-section matchup to see how they perform without Polero, without Scarcella, but here they are, down by 1 point with 3:23 to go.
Gazinski swings it over to Schombacher. Good cut to the basket by Gazinski, but can't hit the layup. Rebound to Wessling. Wessling trying to rip it away and does to Marzina.
Gazinski frustrated after that one, trying to recover the rebound. Being a little physical, putting in the effort, but can't get it, and that's a tough miss for North Hills.
Bounce pass to Cherico, who's just holding the basketball and gives it over to Marzina at half court. And Baldwin, just at this point, seems pretty content to kill as much time as possible. No shot clock in high school basketball. With this zone defense, too, not playing man-to-man, sometimes you can draw some more time off the clock as Shank comes up for a screen to try to set up Wessling for a shot and goes over to Golvash. Golvash to Marzina, right by the PIAA logo. Marzina, again, killing time. 2:30 left. Now pressure and a foul called against Gazinski. And the other thing to account for, Nate, that's only the first foul against North Hills in the quarter. That's the first against Gazinski in the game.
They played some disciplined basketball here for the most part, even in the first half. Not a ton of fouls, and Baldwin also didn't do a good job when they had the opportunity to convert at the free throw line either.
And if they can't get a steal, best option is going to be for Baldwin to miss a couple of free throws. Regardless, can get the ball back in a one-score game if they can't force a steal. As Carey pressures Wessling. Wessling gives it up to Shank. Now Golvash with it. Back to Wessling in the final 2 minutes. Wessling backs out of it again. Here's Shank. Now Golvash. North Hills has turned to man-to-man. Marzina to Cherico. Now Wessling again, right near the Baldwin bench. 1:37 and counting. Wessling, crossover, 3, misses. Rebound, foul on the rebound attempt with Cherico trying to corral it offensively, but it was Schombacher from behind that picks up a foul.
Indians foul on number 20.
Schombacher just not in position. Great job by Cherico to box out underneath the hoop. Gets a huge foul call.
It's only the first on Schombacher. That is the second on the Indians in the quarter. Marzina. 1:20 left. Got to be careful not to go over and back, too. Dangerously close to stepping over the line as Wessling drives in, pulls up inside the paint. Wessling gets it to roll in. 13 points for Nate Westling. It's a 3-point game with 70 seconds left. And a timeout called by North Hills.
What a key bucket there for Westling to get that one to fall. Upwards of at least 3.5 to 4 minutes without a bucket in general from either sides, as things certainly slowed down. And just that nice roll off the rim.
And we talked about the shooter's bounce that Westling had on the 3 from the corner on the other end of the floor. That's the most opportune time for Baldwin to get the bounce in what's been a low-scoring affair. 46-43. North Hills, a team that puts up 61 a game and actually gives up 64 per game, average-wise, throughout 17 games this year. Baldwin scores 64 a game and only gives up 48. So right in that range defensively, but the offense has not necessarily been clicking, and a big reason why is North Hills' stymied defense today and good pressure with the zone when they've needed it.
North Hills has Baldwin right where they want him, and again, keep hammering this point home, but Polero not available for this North Hills team. These guys that maybe aren't, the number one guy, these secondary guys, and Sean Bacher Long have really stepped it up, especially Sean Bacher, up to 19 points, Long with 10.
And Polero's their guy. Buzz Gabo said that we go as he goes. We rely on him to be the guy every night. And if he only gets 10 to 12, sometimes we don't win games. It's been now Long and Schombacher to carry the load as Long fakes on a 3. And a 3-point game. And swings it to Schombacher for the tie. Yes!
Oh my.
Nate Schombacher ties the game with 22 on the night.
What an excellent shot for Schombacher as Baldwin was closing out too. Didn't have the greatest of looks, but great ball movement by Long, able to get that skip pass across. And Schombacher makes no mistake.
Westling with it. 23 seconds, 46-46. Baldwin holding for the final shot. Jeff Ackerman has a timeout if he wants to use it as well, and does. Baldwin, after that timeout, has 2 remaining. North Hills has 2 as well with 14.1 to go. So we take another look at the Schombacher 3 to tie the game.
And again, as we see there, Baldwin, Caden Cherico with a strong closeout, trying to get the hand up at Schombacher. I mean, he's just been hot since that second quarter. He was held scoreless in the first, then scored a couple of key buckets in that second quarter, and now a couple of really, really excellent shots from Schombacher Falls as this game's tied.
We talk about Polero, we talk about Westling, we talk about the efforts from Cherico. Schombacher's been the best player on the floor today, and there's really no denying that.
Absolutely, the 6'3" sophomore for North Hills. He's going to be a great player here in the future for the Indians. And same with Jackson Long, another sophomore for North Hills.
Second half highlights, Nate Westling has helped keep Baldwin in striking distance to win this game. 13 points and Baldwin with the ball to potentially win it. Would imagine that Jeff Ackerman and the coaching staff is going to try to set up a shot for Westling to end it in regulation.
So. Definitely would think so here. And again, we've talked about it a lot in this fourth quarter. He's at 4 fouls. Could you imagine if he had fouled out at this point in the game? Want to get that opportunity here, potentially with 14 seconds left.
So North Hills will bring Schombacher, Carey, Long, Ilnicki, and Carey onto the floor. It's Golvash, Marzina, Shank, Cherico, and Nate Westling for Baldwin. In the final 12 seconds, Golvash with it to Marzina. Looking for Westling in the corner, not there. Marzina with it with 7 seconds. Over to Golvash, knocked away out of bounds. We'll stay here with Baldwin though with 4.8.
So now you get a reset. So basically what they were trying to look for, you can probably get another look at it, see if Westling could get open, and also see if North Hills bites on a 3-shot and get inside real quick.
Into Westling. Westling off the dribble for the win. Doesn't go. Shank tries to tip it. It's out of bounds. Goes the other way towards North Hills. Buzzer sounds. See if any time is added onto the clock.
Shank pleading his case as he was dumped to the floor in that last chance. Strong right-handed opportunity for Shank there. Battling with Schombacher.
Tied at 46. We go to overtime. And we'll take a break for a thrilling overtime period of 4 minutes to come at the PBC Hall of Fame Classic in North Hills.
Disney Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Concert Tour. A one-of-a-kind concert experience coming summer 2025. Live on stage singing all the hits. Starring Kylie Cantrell, Freya Sky, Malia Baker, Malachi Barton, Daryl Renee, Joshua Collins, and Makanan Knight. Disney Descendants and Zombies Worlds Collide Concert Tour. Tickets on sale now at DescendantZombiesLive.com.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eServicesTech.com today to organize your organization.
Overtime at North Hills between the Indians and the Fighting Highlanders. Baldwin and North Hills. With extra time, a fifth quarter to go to decide who wins it.
And this game has been quite entertaining too. Earlier in the second quarter, North Hills was leading 20-13, had a 7-point lead on this Baldwin team. Looked like, they could sort of take control of the game, and then Baldwin at the start of the third went on a 9-2 run, but North Hills was able to find enough offense to even things up, especially behind Nathan Schombacher, who's up to 22 points on the night.
4 minutes on the clock. Tip one back to Baldwin. Underway in overtime. Austin Bechtold, Nathan Breisinger alongside Steel City High School Hoop Showcase on SportsNet Pittsburgh, requiring a fifth quarter of play to decide a winner. Golvash over to Wessling. Thought about the long-range three by the bench, but goes back to Golvash. Now Marzina. North Hills back in zone after showing man-to-man. As Cherico turns around, has an open three and drains it. Wow. Moneyball, Caden Cherico, nothing but net to give Baldwin a 3-point lead.
I was just thinking to myself, you got to pick your shots wisely here in this overtime frame, and Cherico had just enough space to pop one there and gets it to go.
Kaczynski dribbled it off of Marzina, and it's picked up by Cherico. Cherico, Marzina, back to Cherico, layup, misses. Fight for the rebound is tipped by Shank to Marzina. They're able to reset, and a timeout called by Baldwin.
Timeout.
Ackerman wants to slow things down, but North Hills defensively here, not enough urgency to get after the ball on those secondary opportunities, and Baldwin able to take and keep control here in this overtime period. And up 3 points, they can slow it down, way down, and get the looks they need.
And North Hills offensively, Nate, it was Schombacher in the fourth quarter. No one else contributed offensively significantly to be able to put the ball in the basket. It was Schombacher that's gotten them to this point. You would imagine that it's going to be Schombacher to get them back in it with potentially another three. You don't have to take a three, obviously, at this point with 3:10 still left in the game. But he has to be the primary target to take as many shots as possible, him and Long, to be able to create off the dribble.
And we've seen him do a little bit of everything. So, again, doesn't have to settle for a three. Get inside, maybe draw some contact, draw a foul from Baldwin. If North Hills can get the ball back here. 3:10 to go. You'd think Baldwin gets a shot here, but waits a little while. Trying to put North Hills away.
Marzina to Golvash. Looks to Cherico with 19 in the game. Shank swung around the Wessling. Shank gets it back. A lot of movement off the ball for Baldwin. Into the hands of Marzina. Man-to-man defense for North Hills. Wessling. Lost the ball. Good defense by Kaczynski. It forces a jump. In possession going to North Hills.
Possession to North Hills.
Too much dribbling for Nate Wessling in front of Kaczynski. Kaczynski with a good poke at the ball to force the jump.
We haven't seen Wesley do that a ton tonight. Saw it a couple times where he was able to create some space off the dribble, but loses it there, and a big turnover for Baldwin. North Hills, let's see what they have.
Kaczynski back to Long. Kaczynski to the corner. Three-pointer up. Schombacher can't hit, and Wessling grabs the rebound. Double team comes to try to force it out of Wessling's hands. Marzina has it. Marzina with Cherico streaking towards the basket, grabs it, can't finish. Good defense from Carey, second chance at it, no good. Fight for the rebound is poked out of bounds to North Hills.
Ryan Carey couldn't come down with that rebound, but an excellent play here on the back end by Ryan Carey to get up. The 6'3 senior with a critical block for North Hills. Gives them an opportunity here, still down by 3 with just over 2 minutes as Gabos calls a timeout.
Timeout North Hills with 2 remaining in overtime. Same with Baldwin. 2 timeouts on either side here in the fourth quarter. And Matt Shank also had a chance as the ball came off the rim, grabbed it on a putback opportunity that was a missed opportunity to potentially make it a 2-possession game. And you make it a 2-possession game with the amount of time that's left and the limited possessions you're going to have in overtime, it's a huge difference.
And Shank has 5 points on the day, and there's been a couple that he's left off the board here. A couple free throws,
and at the foul line,
couple shots inside the paint. But if you're Baldwin, you know where North Hills is going. You know they're trying to work it over to Schombacher. At least for Baldwin, you have Westling, you have Marzini, you have a couple guys that you can give it to. Cherico inside. But really, for North Hills, it comes down to Schombacher here, and he's been the player of the game, 22 points so far, and he's willed this team into this spot right now.
Zombie Nation playing over the speakers here at North Hills, which makes you think of Penn State, which makes you think of LeVar Arrington.
Hell yeah. The
Legend
Hall of Fame
at North
Classic.
Hills. Hall of Famer, the Hall of Fame Classic.
Ton of Hall of Famers up here through the halls of North Hills. We were walking past.
Jackson Long with it. Kaczynski to Ilnicki. 2 minutes left in overtime. Zone defense for Baldwin. Long has it. Right side corner 3. Fight for the rebound is ripped away. Kaczynski can't get it to finish. Late whistle on the foul. Kaczynski will go to the line.
Kaczynski has battled a lot this game. His first varsity start of his career, we talked about. The junior just battling and just rips it away from Shank.
No one took it away from Shank. What a play by Kaczynski.
No one really knew what to do for Baldwin, and man, that was just a bad lapse for Baldwin, and Kaczynski can't get the first one to fall.
You can tell the frustration from Ethan Kaczynski, the junior, after not being able to hit the first shot.
We saw another opportunity earlier in the game where the same thing happened right under the hoop. He couldn't get it to go, and really frustrated.
And Jackson Long goes into the lane, replacing Ryan Carey on the rebound attempt. So I think they want to set up a press off the make, and does. That is the occasion with North Hills in a full court press into Marzina. Double team comes right away. He's able to outlet it to Golvash. Up the floor, Westling. Shank. That's how you break a press if you're Baldwin.
Very well done there by Baldwin to get it to Shank, and Shank doesn't miss this one as Baldwin goes back up by 4.
Long with it. 1:23 left in overtime. Back to Long, right near the Whitfield 7 logo. Long swings it cross court near side, Kaczynski. Ilnicki. Kaczynski, back to Ilnicki. Ilnicki drives, gives it up. Long, 3-pointer is blocked by Westling. Long, second chance at it, can't finish. Third opportunity, up and good for Carey. Timeout North Hills.
Carey. Timeout.
It's a hectic possession for North Hills, but third time's a charm.
And Ryan Carey, I mean, it's been a little inconsistent so far today, but he's been there at the most important times for North Hills in the paint. Had a big block, but Shank able to put it in after breaking that full court press, and then secondary opportunities here for North Hills, and Ryan Carey puts it in.
So now if you're North Hills, call timeout, you set up your press, try to force a trap as much as possible. It was too easy for Baldwin to break it on the last possession with a 2-on-1 opportunity that Westling at half court was easily able to find Shank for the righty layup. In what is a 2-point game, 1 timeout remaining for North Hills, 2 remaining for Baldwin. 19 points in the game for Caden Cherico. Nate Schombacher with 22 for North Hills, but has not scored in the overtime period. Cherico began overtime with an open 3 at the right side wing. How about back-to-back overtime games here at the PBC Hall of Fame Classic? After Mars took down South Fayette, a Division section rival, I should say, of Baldwin. Those two teams will meet at Baldwin on Tuesday night for what could be the right to win the section. Both teams with only one loss in section play on the season, with Baldwin at 7-1, South Fayette at 8-1.
Yeah, still 2 weeks left to go, but that's a massive matchup in Class 5A.
Golvash is fouled. Gazinski picks it up.
North Hills foul on number 23.
Second on Gazinski.
That's his second, team third.
And it's the third in the quarter. Yeah, it's North Hills. One more before the bonus. Trying to force a trap of Marzina. Has to give it up and does to Shank. Shank gets fouled. Got bumped by Ilnicki.
Indians foul on number 21, Logan Ilnicki.
That's the third on Logan Ilnicki. And the fourth on North Hills. So one more foul would put Baldwin at the line with 46.6 left.
And they've been trying to let Shank get the ball here because he's missed a couple free throws. So that's the guy you'd prefer to have at the line if you're North Hills.
They go to Marzina. Gives it up to Cherico. Now Golvash. Who does North Hills decide to foul? They wanted it to be Shank. Got the ball away quickly enough. Now Wessling gets fouled, and if there's any player on the floor for Baldwin that if you're North Hills you don't want to shoot, as Ilnicki picks up his fourth, it would be Nate Wessling, a 78% free throw shooter, best free throw shooter on the team for Baldwin. A chance to make it a two-score game again. Wessling with 13 in the game. Can't hit the first off the front of the rim. North Hills has life.
It's the break they needed right there.
Second chance for Wessling, got it.
So if you're Baldwin, you know where this ball is going to go to. 30 seconds left. You just have to imagine Sean Bacher's going to get a look here.
And he's liked it in the corner. Sean Bacher has it now. Thought about pulling up right there. Step back, can't get a good look. Long gets it. Off one dribble, Long, good chance at it and drains it. Moneyball, Jackson Long. It's his third triple of the game. He's got 13 points. Now with 10 seconds. Marzina with it. We're tied at 52. Timeout Baldwin. 7.9 to go in the game. Jackson Long, as Baldwin was pressuring Sean Bacher, thinking he was going to take the shot. It was Long that off one dribble fooled Wessling, thinking he was going to pull it up.
Absolutely.
And Long, the great move. The sophomores are coming up critical for North Hills.
What a clutch shot from Jackson Long. And there's been a couple times in this game where he's released a three and they were not pretty. And they missed. And that one could not miss. And it hit for Jackson Long up to 13 points. His third three-pointer of the game. Couldn't ask for a better shot at that point in time for North Hills.
And what a game we got on our hands. 52-52. Baldwin and North Hills just trading blows and trading punches. Back and forth we go.
And this is a huge testament for North Hills. You're going into the playoffs soon, a couple weeks left if you can make it, if you can find a couple more wins, but you're without your top player in Zach Blair. You're without your sixth man, Troy Scarcella. And this 5, 6, 7 guys that have played so far tonight have clawed, scrapped, and found a way to stick with a really good Baldwin team with only one loss on the year to a South Fayette team that we just saw. I mean, that's a lot to ask for out of this team, and they've lived up to that task.
It was an emotional win for them last night.
Absolutely.
In overtime to beat Seneca Valley, one of the top teams in the section, the top team in the section coming into the night on a Polaro buzzer beater. For their effort tonight, it's been incredible as Baldwin tries to get it in and does the Golvash in the backcourt with 7 seconds. Now 6. They give it to Wessling with 5 seconds. Nate Wessling drives in. Wessling pulls up for the game. No. Tipped out into the hands of Marzina. Can't get the shot off in time. We go to double overtime at North Hills. The PBC Hall of Fame Classic has given us a Hall of Fame Classic type of matchup.
Continues to deliver here, and North Hills did a really good job of not fouling. It looked like Wessling could have been fouled there, but Baldwin cannot get it to fall.
We'll step aside, try to catch our breaths, and be back to North Hills in a moment.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
And it's time for double overtime. The Steel City High School Hoops Showcase. Brought you a good one. Double overtime for these two teams. As Baldwin not played in overtime. Shaler, the loss for North Hills in overtime earlier this year before the win in overtime against Seneca Valley last night. Into the hands of Golvash, swung around to Cherico, inside the arc. Cherico drives all the way in, right hand, can't get it to go. Shank is able to grab the offensive rebound, backs his way into Cherico. Cherico puts it up, and will shoot two.
Cherico wanted that second opportunity there to try to bank it in, but he had Max Marzina wide open in the corner, a couple other options, but North Hills collapsed, and he just decided to continue to work, and now at the line.
Shooting two is Caden Cherico.
Cherico can't hit the first. But makes the second. 20 in the game for Caden Cherico. Loose ball picked up by Golvash, gives it over to Marzina. Marzina's layup, no, but a foul called. So now Max Marzina will go to the line. And, you know, there's so many critical things in basketball games, Nate, are turnovers and free throws. And Baldwin has had opportunities at the free throw line that they have not taken advantage of.
They've had a lot of them, and we talked about Shank. We talked about, you know, the miss right there from Caden Cherico. Now Marzina at the line. This one rattles out. But also North Hills, talk about the turnovers. We saw that in the second quarter where North Hills was able to get a couple steals and get out to that 20-13 lead, and then Baldwin came back because North Hills turned it over a couple times. Now North Hills a really bad turnover, but
and Marzina misses them both.
Comes out unscathed as Marzina misses both. That's tough there for Baldwin.
And it gives North Hills a chance after Baldwin had back-to-back chances at it in the 4-minute overtime on the first possession to try to strike. Hilnicki with it. Here's Schombacher. Guarded by Golvash. Good matchup for North Hills if they want to try to exploit it. With Schombacher driving. Good defense from Golvash. Schombacher has to kick it out to Long. Long with it up top. Long drives, looks for some space, gives it up. In the hands of Long again. 2:50 left. Long has a matchup against Shank that he was trying to exploit. Good defense there from Matt Shank. 6'5" big man for Baldwin. Long has to kick it to Schombacher. Back to Long. Shank wants the matchup. One-on-one. Jackson Long against Matt Shank. Long all the way in. Blocked by Shank. Long gets it back, though. Throws it up for grabs to Schombacher. It's into the hands of Wessling. Wessling with Cherico. Wessling's layup. Got it. And he went with the left hand on the right side. Trying to sneak it in there. And did. 16 points for Wessling.
And Schombacher trailing him, looking for another block. We saw that a couple of times so far today where Schombacher has hustled down the floor and answered with the block, but Wessling able to put it in, puts Baldwin up by 3. And the key thing here from North Hills is they don't really have a guy to drive the ball outside of maybe Schombacher. So Baldwin has some good matchups in their favor defensively here.
And North Hills calls timeout. One remaining for Buzz Gavos to use.
So there's the defense from Shank, and then that ball just thrown away by Jackson Long, and Wessling able to run the floor. Schombacher, you could see the hustle there.
And he knew Schombacher was coming up from behind him. And I think the thought process from Wessling there is if he puts it up with his right hand, it's gonna take a little bit more time. That split second more that Schombacher has to recover and get a hand up, where if he goes up with the left hand, it's a little bit quicker. It's obviously the hand that's closer when you're on the right side of the floor to lay it up and in. He was just able to get it past the outstretched arm.
And that was excellent awareness by Wessling to know that Schombacher was on your heels. And that's a veteran play from a senior to do that at this point in the game, a critical time where you're up by 1, and to get a huge bucket for your team as Westling goes up to 16 points on the game.
16 for Westling, 20 for Caden Cherico. Max Marzino with 10 for Baldwin. Schonbacher has 22, but he has not scored in the overtime periods, the first or the second. 13 for Jackson Long in the game. Ryan Carey with 6. Gazinski with 5 points in the contest. Ilnicki has not scored since the third quarter for North Hills. And North Hills also not playing with Max Pikarski as well. Frequent off the bench, 34, a sophomore. As Long throws it in, and he gets it back. 1:40 to go in double overtime. Long drives, kicks to the corner, and Carey gets it back. Jackson Long drives on Shank. Long draws the contact, plus the foul! Jackson Long with a chance to tie it up at the line.
He knew what he was going in for there. Up against Shank, trying to get him to jump and draw the foul, and he gets the bucket to fall. Critical free throw here for Jackson Long.
Can't tie it. Rebound to Shank. Shank trying to rip it away. Carey tries to get it. It's Schonbacher who gets pushed by Shank. It might be an intentional foul. If it would, free throws in possession as Schonbacher hit the deck. Now going to be discussed whether that's an intentional foul, as Shank just gave a shove to Schonbacher. Not sure what he was doing here. And Shank just pushed Schonbacher. And it is an intentional foul. That's the definition of an intentional foul. Just don't know what Matt Shank was doing there.
Pivotal moment in this game. Obviously, second overtime, 1:24 to go. And you put North Hill's best player in the game on the line. Down by 1.
Schonbacher hits the first. Now with 23, we're tied at 55. Schonbacher for the lead. Got it. Rattles in. And it will be North Hills basketball. An intentional foul there. So critical. Because you keep possession. We've seen Baldwin with 2 opportunities to win it at the buzzer that have fallen short. Now Schonbacher takes it in the backcourt. And they'll go to Long. So Baldwin now is going to have to do what North Hills did in the first 2 portions, the fourth quarter and overtime, and try to get a steal. It's Long on the layup. He hits it. Jericho tried to draw a charge, but Jackson Long now has 17 points. It's a 3-point lead for North Hills with a minute left. Jericho in the corner, drives, kicks, Golvash. Golvash bounce pass, Jericho for the layup. It's a 1-point game, and it's a timeout called by Baldwin.
Jericho with a great response up and under the hoop. But what a take by Jackson Long. And this is a North Hills team that doesn't like to wait around. They like to get in their offense a little bit quicker. And Long had the opportunity to drive off that feed there from Gazinski. Get some contact, looking for a foul, but regardless, another huge bucket for Long.
And Jericho was looking for the charge, but did not get over quick enough. But was able to finish on the layup right side. The feed from Golvash. That makes it 58-57.
And the difference in this overtime, in the first overtime, it's only been really 2 to 3 points, but it seems like Baldwin's been in control for the most part until now. It just completely flipped sides here for North Hills after that foul, after Schonbacher's makes. Long has started to really come along here in this overtime. After Schonbacher, you had talked about in the first overtime, not anything on the board for him, and then kind of quiet through the first 2 minutes of the second period. But now Schonbacher, Long have the Indians up by 1, and they'll have the ball here.
So Baldwin puts Gabe Barakat into the game and takes Matt Shank off the floor after the intentional foul. So it's Barakat, Marzina, Cherico, Golvash and Wessling in there for Baldwin as North Hills looks to inbound. Gazinski will throw it in. He gets it in the long. Trapped right near the baseline. Did not step out of bounds. They get it to Gazinski and up the floor to Schombacher. Schombacher is trapped. Double team comes. They get it to Long, and Long is almost fouled. Long is able to bounce it. Almost thrown away, and it is. Bearcat up the floor. Golvash has a layup opportunity. Golvash's layup is good, and Baldwin has a 1-point lead with 37.5 to go. And a timeout call by the Fighting Islanders. What a possession defensively from Baldwin. I thought they were going to call a foul as Baldwin was trying to trap Long, and it was thrown away as Cherico stepped into the passing lane with Schombacher not able to grab it.
Looked like their hands might have been on, but nothing too egregious. They never blew the whistle there, kept playing, and North Hills seemed like they kind of got a little too loose there. Let up for a second, just a little bit of a lapse. Turns the ball over, and E.J. Golvash flying up the court, puts Baldwin back in front by 1.
What a game. I mean, an incredible game we've had here at North Hills between Baldwin and North Hills, and this is only the first of 3 games that we have coming up.
And we really didn't foresee this type of game between these two. Again, you know, we've talked about it since the top with Zach Polero out, the 6th man off the bench, Troy Scarcella, but Polero, a guy for this North Hills team, 23 points a game. He shoots it at a 46% clip. He's a guy that's getting looked at by D3 schools.
Yeah.
Like, that is their guy. They run their offense, as Buzz Gabos told us.
WJ,
You talked about
Allegheny, LaRoche, all kind of schools taking a look at him. And he had the game winner yesterday, sick this morning, not able to play.
And for some of these guys that are getting a lot more looks, a lot more minutes for North Hills, I mean, even regardless of this outcome, down the stretch here, this is a huge boost to their confidence to know that, hey, this is a Baldwin team that's very good in 5A, and we were able to hang with them and maybe even win it here.
They got a great opportunity to win it as Carey gives it up to Long. North Hills can hold for the final shot and the win if they'd like, as Long gets double teamed. Timeout, North Hills.
Timeout.
Final timeout.
North Hills.
Still available for Buzz Gabos to use. Neither team has a timeout left with 24.7 remaining.
Comes down to this. I mean, Buzz Gabos has to draw it up, find a play for either Schombacher or maybe Long to get inside, because, again, besides the one really nice-looking 3 there in the first overtime, I mean, Long hasn't shot it very well from outside the arc. So either it's Schombacher, maybe from 3, Long inside, or maybe an unsung hero. We see someone like Ryan Carey get this final bucket if it's North Hills.
Would think that whatever attempt that they're going to have for North Hills here, Carey on the boards is going to be an option to watch, because Carey has done a really nice job, large portion of this game, being able to box out and grab offensive and defensive rebounds, but his presence on the offensive glass has been felt. Could foresee Carey on a putback if a shot is missed by North Hills. And the Indians, just a golden opportunity to be able to win this game, steal one against Baldwin.
And speaking of Carey, he will not be guarded by Shank as he remains on the bench. Thought about maybe if they brought him back out, at least you can have a good matchup down low, but Gabe Bearcat in there, 6'1", and you talk about the size, not the biggest of advantages for Baldwin. We'll see what North Hills can do.
Gazinski will throw it in, and he goes to Long in the backcourt. 24 seconds still to go. Gazinski, they're trying to set up Schombacher down low. He's open, double team comes. Schombacher tries to put it up. It's blocked by Morzina. Morzina grabs the basketball and gets fouled. What a defensive possession from Baldwin to collapse in on Schombacher. They got the opportunity they wanted. Schombacher on the left side block, but the help defense from Morzina and Cherico going straight up. Morzina got a hand on it to block the shot.
Excellent job by Morzina, just as you said, Austin. Standing tall there, going straight up on Schombacher. He was looking to shoot it there. He was not looking to pass whatsoever.
Morzina hits the first. Was previously 0 of 2 at the line. And after his defensive possession, tries to give Baldwin a 3-point lead. No timeouts remaining on either side. In a 2-point game, 60-58, Baldwin leads in double overtime. Morzina hits. Nothing but net for Max Morzina. Now with 12 points in the game. It's a 3-point game. Long with it. Gives it up. Back to Long. Long with 8 seconds. Long pressured by Wessling. Long trying to put up a shot. Long, double team comes. Carey has it. He hoists from 3. Can't hit. Baldwin survives in double overtime. 61-58. Baldwin wins it at the PBC Hall of Fame Classic in an instant classic at North Hills.
Unreal effort by North Hills again. This is a big confidence boost for some of these guys without Zach Polero, but Baldwin in the end just able to clutch up and make a couple more shots than North Hills here for the win.
Great battle from North Hills. A young team without two of their better players, 3 players in total. The Indians fought hard and played an incredible game, but not able to pull out a victory on their home floor in the Classic as Baldwin improves to 16-1 on the season. They'll play against South Fayette on Tuesday. 2 teams with only 1 loss in section play. North Hills is now 6-12 on the season. 61-58, Baldwin wins it by 3 for our entire broadcast crew. And for Nate Reisinger, I'm Austin Bechtel saying so long from North Hills. Next game up, Knock and Bell Vernon. Baldwin survives on a Saturday afternoon.